Merry Christmas, everyone, and welcome to this very special robotics lesson from RoboCamp team. This is part 1 out of 4 in total, which means that in a moment we will discover the context surrounding this particular robotics project, which means that we will learn more about all sorts of celebrations that people have around this time of the year. Now later on in part 2 we will build the robot, then find out what sort of mechanisms and electronics are hidden inside this construction so that we can proceed to the last stage where we create the program which will make our robot come alive. If you want to complete this lesson stage with me, you don't need anything. Basically, all I want from you is to listen to me for the next couple of minutes. Now, if you are a teacher and you would like to conduct a lesson like this one too, remember that all the instructions, all the presentations you see behind me, you can use too with your students. If you're interested in that or would like to learn more about this, basically, check out the links below. Everything is down there. And now guys, if you are ready to begin, let's do this. The last months of the year are often regarded as a time to calm down, relax, and to hibernate. This actually follows nature's natural cycle on the Northern Hemisphere, that is, the northern half of the Earth. Now, interestingly, in many cultures, this is also the time for the most important celebrations of the entire year. Those can be Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and New Year's Day. They all create an opportunity for people to celebrate, despite living in different countries and on different latitudes. At the end of November or at the beginning of December, the Jewish community around the world celebrates the Festival of Lights, also known as Hanukkah. It is observed for 8 days and it actually commemorates an ancient sacred event. Its origin can be traced back to a temple in Jerusalem where an oil lamp had been burning for 8 days straight, even though it had oil for only 1. Now, to celebrate this event, with each passing day of Hanukkah, people light more candles in a special candle holder like the one you see here. It's called menorah. Now, as it often is with celebrations, there's even more to it. People eat traditional foods, they sing songs and participate in traditional games like spinning the dreidel. What's more, in some communities, children receive gifts on Hanukkah. Have you ever heard of St. Lucy's Day? On the 13th of December, Scandinavians celebrate the Festival of Lights, also known as St. Lucy's Day. Now, on this day, children wear white gowns with red sashes and walk in a procession. This procession is led by a girl wearing the traditional crown, evergreen wreath with candles. Now, on this day, Swedish people drink coffee and traditional red wine, glögg. They also eat specially made wheat buns with raisins and saffron, like the ones you see behind me. St. Lucy's Day is observed also in other European countries, for example in Italy, in Croatia, in Hungary, where people celebrate it in yet other ways. Many important events take place around the end of the year, but not all of them are seen as holidays. Let's take winter solstice as an example. You see, throughout the year, the duration of days and nights changes depending on the Earth's position. And the shortest day of the year, that is, the winter solstice, falls usually on the 21st or on the 22nd day of December. Now, of course, now I'm talking about the Northern Hemisphere. In the Southern Hemisphere, this moment usually falls on the 21st of June. Now, this happens because the Earth's spin axis is maximally tilted away from the Sun. And from this moment onwards, everyone is happy because days start becoming longer, nights are shorter once again, so basically we have more access to sunlight. That's great. Now, you see, even in prehistoric times, people recognized this moment as important. They even gave it a symbolic meaning. Even today, many cultures celebrate this day, this winter solstice, with various festivals. For example, the Yalda night in Iran or the Dongzhi festival in China and Eastern Asia. Now's the time for my favorite winter celebration, that is Christmas. Christmas is originally a Christian celebration commemorating the birth of Jesus Christ. But because it is celebrated in so many different countries around the world, this means that there are many diverse traditions and rituals connected to Christmas. One of the most popular traditions is probably the tradition of decorating a Christmas tree. The lights hung on a Christmas tree actually symbolize the victory of light over darkness, of life over death. However, a Christmas tree doesn't really have to be a pine tree. No. You see, in countries where Christmas falls on summer, people often decorate palm trees with lights, and it looks absolutely amazing too. In the United States, in Argentina, and in Nigeria, people especially enjoy celebrating together and often take part in special themed street parades. In Mexico, people traditionally create Christmas piñatas for children. Now, they of course need to break them, but once they do, they have all the sweets that were hidden inside. In many other countries, often nearby churches, you can find beautiful nativity scenes with biblical characters. At this time of the year, schools organize Christmas plays, and people dressed in costumes go out in the street and sing Christmas carols. Sharing a festive meal together with your family, with your loved ones, is an integral part of Christmas. In the countries of Eastern Europe, the most important meal happens on Christmas Eve, that is on 24th December. On this day, the supper should include no less than 12 meatless dishes. Depending on the country and the region you're visiting, you may eat borscht with mushroom-filled dumplings, pierogis with cabbage and mushrooms, various fish dishes, or kutia, which is a sweet dish made from cereal and dried fruit. For Christmas, French and Belgian people bake a cake resembling a log. They call it bûche de Noël. This tradition actually stems from the old custom of burning entire logs in the fireplace. In Spain, you will surely spot halva on every Christmas table. However, in Denmark or in Sweden, the must-have dish is actually rice pudding with cinnamon. The British are actually famous for yet another celebration, that is for the traditional Christmas pudding and roasted turkey. Another notable custom in this country is pulling apart Christmas crackers during supper. These paper tubes are shaped like candy and hide a small gift inside. Usually it's a joke written on a piece of paper or miniature crown or candy. When Christmas comes to an end, this means that New Year is just around the corner. New Year's is an international celebration observed on January the 1st. However, in practice, people start celebrating the night before, waiting for the midnight to come. You see, even this day is celebrated differently around the globe. For example, in Ecuador, people make effigies out of straw. They represent the last year and are burned at midnight. In Japan, New Year is one of the most important days of the year. On the December 21st, the Japanese have a celebratory dinner together and then go to a temple after midnight. As you can see, there are many important events happening around this time of the year and even more ways to celebrate them. Now, if you know any other interesting traditions or rituals connected to holidays, let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this part of the lesson, let us know by leaving a thumbs up. Now I think you are ready to go to the next stage of this robotics lesson, where we build robotic Santa sleigh together. I'll see you in the next video.